Sparks fly high, a molten rain in Derek's garage, easing the pain. Grinding metal, the rhythm's raw, building speed, defying all law. Burning rubber, the scent of the fight, race fuel pumping into the night. This is my world, built from the ground, no turning back, no turning around. Dragon flame on chrome and steel, doing it my way, making it real, raising hell from day, that's the creed.
Well, good morning. And when I mean morning, it's morning. Like I haven't went to bed yet. If it sounds like I'm breathing through a bunch of gunk in my chest and breathing all funny, it's not because I'm fat. It's because I feel like kind of like poop. But anyways, working on Hank early in the morning here. I think it's put it this way, in a little bit. I think the sun's coming up. But or earlier today, later today, however you want to say it, later yesterday. Did a bunch of paneling the other night. Now, I could have went the route of getting some really nice floor pans and put in here because I needed some floor pans, but we didn't. So what I did is I patched what I could with some sheet metal I had laying around. And like bad places like here where the seat mounted at, the original seat, I made some seat brackets because, well, I don't have the original seat. The one that came in the car were some crappy bucket seats that had no right being in this car ever. And then the other two cars had bucket or bench seats in them, but they were so rotted and all that stuff that I don't have the time or the money to waste for them. So you've already seen, apparently, well, should have. I don't know. It's early. My brain's not working. The bucket seat that I got from Moultrie, $100. It's actually really hard around, or hard anywhere to find a bench seat that's under $1,000 that looks good. So, and one that'll fit. And fun fact, when I made the brackets and all that stuff, I had to make a little purchase on the back here because I didn't want to do that gangster lean real crazy. Had to make some step ups and all that stuff for the floor and everything. Luckily, where the floor was mounted out or rotted out at, I got to put those tabs, just made them out of angle iron and some thick angle iron. I actually got to weld them straight to the frame. So it's solid. And up front here, I did some rib nuts, but I didn't just do rib nuts through the floor. I did it through the floor, and I made a nice little plate, drilled a hole, so it's got some backing to it. It's kind of like a giant square washer. And so we have a total of 6 bolts. 8 bolts going through the seat like it's supposed to. Seat came out of like a Ford pickup or something like that. Yeah. Had to kind of adjust it. And by the way, apparently in the Ford F-150, the seats actually sit or mount a little bit off to the driver's side than they do or the passenger side than they do the driver's side. And I didn't find that out until after I made my brackets and all that stuff. The feet, the actual where they mount to the floor at, kind of. But anyways, not noticeable. But since I told you, now you're going to notice. But anyways, patched up the floor. You know, good enough for now because maybe many moons down the road, we'll actually do some actual floor pans in there. But did some rust calcifier. Yeah, there we go. And all that stuff to kind of keep it, slow it down from the bottom of the car is rusty. So, but try to do the best possible because for today, or now, I'm going to put some sound deadener in there. And you can honestly, there's so many different sound deadeners out there you can get. My buddy Brent turned me on to this one, Dino Skin, or I think they call another one that's called Kill Mat. This works really well. I like it. You can get it on Amazon. They come with the whole box is full of it there. You get these little roller kits to help you roll it on. Got a tiny one, got a big one, and you know, I like them thick, so, and all that stuff. And I do have another style of insulation that I'm going to do for the headliner. It's a little bit more of a foam style, and I got a roll of it even before I got the car, because I kind of knew what I was wanting to do. But we're going to do this basically with the same thing what we did with the floor. We're going to do with the roof too. We're going to do the calcifier up top and then knock it down with a wire brush, give it a little cleanup, run it out. We're going to run that back. Just kind of helps down with sound because, yeah, it's a little rattly. And, yeah, so we'll get that took care of here in a little bit. We'll do a little bit of a time lapse and put some of this stuff in.
Doing it my way, making it real, raising hell for Dale, that's the creed. Planting the seeds for ultimate speed, trying to be like Biff, pushing the line. This roaring engine, truly divine. Welding torch, a searing bright glow, crafting power, watching it grow. Every bolt tightened, every part true. Whispers of glory breaking through. From the dust and the grease, a legend takes hold. A story of grit, bravely told. Against the wind we carve our own trail, knowing that victory will never fail. Dragon flame on chrome and steel, doing it my way, making it real, raising hell for Dale, that's the creed. Planting the seed for ultimate speed, trying to be like Biff, pushing the line.
I'm gonna go back and double some areas up, like right here, and you know, just kind of underneath the seat there, because I ended up putting my mufflers in this area, so there might be a little bit of drone and all that stuff, like going down the road. I got some on the door over there, so it helps it a lot. But it helps with heat, cold, sound, I mean, vibration, you know, you name it. And I kind of left around the shifter there because I still want to make a stand for my shifter boot. And we'll go ahead and do it up there on the little bit more on the firewall, up our spots. And then we got the whole back end of the car to do. I kind of stopped right here. That's where my sealer stopped at. The rest of it, I want to go ahead and take all this back seat and all that stuff out. But then we go to the roof and all that stuff. You see, I kind of tested some stuff out on there. But the stuff I have for the roof is a lot different. It's more of a foamy kind of deal. Helps with headliners and all that stuff. But other than that, that's the sole skinny of it. And for the record, this stuff is got a little bit of metal on it. It's kind of like a foil. So it will cut the crap out of you. But yeah, about so skinny of that. So now I'm sweating, even though I can go outside and get cooled off real quick. Try not to get pneumonia. The sun is actually up, as you can tell. It's getting up or whatever. So I might go in here and actually try to do a little bit of sleeping. And then come back out here, put a little bit more of this stuff down like I wanted to do, you know, just double it up a little bit. But kind of doing little things here and there. Went through my cluster you have up there. Oh, let's see here. Kind of want to keep it like that, but I took it apart and kind of cleaned it up best I could. And I put a little picture up right around in this area of what it looks like at night. I kind of lit it up with some aftermarket LED stuff. You know, make it cool, hot roddy, or whatever you want to call it. Golly, it's coming up on me. But yeah, just kind of chiseling away a little bit. I still got a little bit more wiring underneath the dash I got to tear out without completely breaking anything. apparently before I tore it apart, the blower motor did work. So if the heater core is not stopped up or broken, it should technically work. But we're going to swap that out. What we can. But I got the wiring harness here. That would be the next big project. Well, I ain't gonna say big project, but it'd be the next project to figure out how to mount that bad boy and everything, and get all the wires took care of, and we figured it out. It's a GM style fuse box and wiring harness, so may not even work. But other than that, yep, get a little starting point. Let's put it that way. And then I can put the seat back in it and all that stuff. I'll probably wait on carpet for a little bit. I'll be dipped in breadcrumbs. I actually found a company that has molded carpet for the country sedan. So just got to figure out, because I think I'm going to do like a desert, like, kind of like a King Ranch, or a some kind of a tan interior. And being a gearhead, I definitely don't want to do a tan carpet. Thinking about just going black, but I don't know how that would look good with the rest of the stuff tan. So they have a green, a dark green, which you can kind of tell the car was green at one point. But I ain't really worried about being original or whatever stuff. Oh yeah, did get another little toy. Nah. Oh no. Haha. We're going to try this out. That was the closest gauge I can find. It says odometer. It says by odometer. So auto gauge by odometer. But scratch and dent, Summit, always good stuff. Always good stuff. But that was the one they had that was closest to the temp and voltage and oil pressure gauges that I had. I wanted something that matched it to an extent. Didn't want to be like chrome, black, and white, and then the other one like carbon fiber and orange and blue and green and blah, blah, blah. But we'll put that on the column there. That's from my game plan. I'm going to put it on the steering column and all that stuff. Or I could just take that back and get me a big old like 5-inch monster tack with a big old, like flashlight for a shift light, to go right there. So every time it shifts into gear, which it will now, it just goes beep and blinds the crap out of me. I could do that. No, I'm not going to. Tells you how hot I am and how cold it is. My glasses are fogged up. But yeah, I want to take a break for a little while, and then we'll come back to this and see what else we can fiddle fart on. Yay! Track supply, and all the track supplies I went to, they didn't have it. But we went up to Summit the other day. I found this stuff. And honestly, it's a little bit more. Well, actually, it was more volume and everything. A little bit more, but I like it. I put a nice heavy coat on there because Hank is, he's crusty. Really crusty. But I did it on the floor, all the way up back to about here, behind the seat. I haven't done the back area yet because it still needs to have some attending to do. I did the roof and all that stuff. I didn't do the bows and stuff like that just because there's going to be many, many moons before I put a headliner in. But I put the Dynamat in, and also, hey, look at there. Got the seats in. And I had a little leftover on the roller. Fun stuff with that. I didn't think about trying to apply that with a roller until afterwards. So from here to there, I brushed it. I would recommend using a roller. So much easier and it goes a lot longer. But I did the roof and all that stuff with the catalytic or calcifier, whatever it's called. Big word. Rusty liquid stuff. And put the back seat in. Come on over here. Whee! Check that out. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, that is a truck seat. So it was for a 92 F-150 that I made work. But now we're all sound deadening and all that stuff. This stuff works really well. I haven't took this part out. I still got to do up underneath the butt of the seat. But did the floor and all that stuff. I kind of caked it in there. Just so the fact is, I want it to be sealed. And there's some little pinholes, and it sealed them right up. After I did my sheet metal work and all that stuff on the floor, did the seam sealer on it, did all that, kind of sealed it up a little bit more. And as you can tell, I did on the door panels and all that stuff, or the doors themselves. And did the headliner. But on the headliner, I used this stuff. I got a big old roll of it. It was fairly cheap. I know why it was fairly cheap. This would be more, it's for automotive, but I would dare say this would be a lot better for more of a garage door kind of thing. It's just foam, and it don't have a lot of stick to it. I mean, granted, now it doesn't want to come off because I got the camera going. You stupid son of a... There we go. Yeah. But it's more of a foam kind of stuff. It's no stick at all. So I got it in the headliner now. It's probably going to fall down. And it kind of sucks because you can't cut it cleanly. I mean, you use a big pair of scissors and all that stuff. Razor blades just don't work. But we'll take a peek of that. Whoop. Look up in there. Ooh, not flawless, but it definitely makes a difference in sound. I did the doors too, as you can tell. Woo, did the inside of the doors. It's a different sound than the whole car. It's like, what? Oh. Oh, the windows are rattling. But let's take a listen. Oh. Yeah, I dig it. But yeah, even up on the roof. It's a little bit different. What's going on? Well, Georgia's decided to get cold actually during the winter. So I think they're calling for snow this weekend. But yeah, anyways. I think I'm going to end this video off a little bit with this, and then we'll do a little pan, kind of like what we did through here. But I got some stuff in today. I'm kind of excited about it, and I've talked about it, but I didn't show you. I wanted to show you the wiring harness that I got for Ole Hank here. Yeah. So this is actually a pretty nice wiring harness. It's a universal, but it's got a lot of characteristics of like an old school GM wiring harness, and you can pretty much use it in anything. This is already pre-wired in there, or for all the wires. It's got more circuits than I definitely need for Hank, and as you can tell, it has wires for days and days and days. And I'm very capable of figuring these wires out, because I'm, not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at electrical, especially in cars, when I'm in the mood to do it. But yeah, that's actually a pretty decent wiring harness and everything. But it's just way too much wires. Way too much wires that I would have to cut and all that. I don't need all the wires that are in that fuse box, and it's kind of pointless to get it and cut most of them. And Hank's dash is not that big or not that deep, so it's hiding a lot. And the way that is mounted would have to be mounted. I don't really have a good way to mount underneath the dash, so it's kind of like Well, I got Christine. We're ripping all the wires out of her. We're going to redo her the right way. Kind of hurts my feelings. I've wired up a bunch of race cars, drag cars, gassers, dirt track cars, drift cars, street rods, hot rods, rat rods, you name it. I don't really get big into, I did a couple LSs and all that stuff, a couple Hondas. But, I mean, I'm more of an old school kind of guy. But everyone looks at them, I get a lot of compliments. Man, that looks good. You can't see anything, blah, 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 blah. Then they look at my car. The two people that did that are not the same person. The old saying is, you could always tell the best mechanic in the parking lot's car because it was the crappiest one in the parking lot. It's not a lie. But, anyways, did that, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to go a different route. I'll just say that for Christine, and we'll go a different route. It is what it is. So, I wanted to show you my new wiring harness. Ta-da! Again, budget. Most of this stuff came from Amazon. I bought this version of the fuse box. I like this a lot better. It's already got I thought it was like a 4-gauge wire, but it's actually just multiple wires. They've already got all the power wires going there, so we go straight. I'm going to do this on the inside of the engine bay against the fire or the inner fender over there. And we're going to hook it up to the hot side of that solenoid, and boom, we have power to it. And then I can run everything else through the firewall. That's still way too many circuits for what old Hank needs. But we'll have some extras, which would be cool, because really the only thing with this is we're just going to need ignition lights, radio, the heater's in there, so we're going to wire up the heater, headlights, low beam, and that's really all I can think of at the moment. But with Christine, there was a lot more underglows, flamethrowers, other stuff like that. So that's just going to work a lot better. With this one, I've got relays for electric fan. I got relays. I don't know if I'm going to put I don't think I'm going to put I might put an ignition box on it, like a 6AL or an MSD box or something like that in there. And I'll use that for kind of a power up, just a little bit safer. And horn, got to go beep, beep. We'll do that. And then I got one left. I'll probably use it for maybe an electric fuel pump, or further on down the road. But I have the relays to do it. And there's also a little space to do. You can put more on the outside of it. Got my bulkheads and all that stuff. I did it again. These are awesome. Go through the firewalls. These aren't the fanciest ones, but I mean, for the price that I got them at, can't beat it. And then, of course, the wiring harness. So you might be saying, well, Derek, that doesn't look anything like the other wiring harness. Exactly. Because I'm going to make my own wiring harness. I'm going to string my own wiring harness, and I'm going to make my own wire diagram. I want to hide it as best I can. I want it to look somewhat presentable. I want it to be functional. Also, I want it to be if you had any electrical issues, you can work on it on the side of the road if need be. And that also brings me to this new one. This wire loom, I have fell in love with it. This wire loom, you can get it from Harbor Freight. I think it's $10 for a 25 foot. So I got 50 feet here. But it's not like the regular corrugated plastic wire loom. That stuff, I used to work on equipment, heavy equipment, and we had problems with the vibrations. It would actually cut into the wires and short out stuff, or actually cut through the wires. It's the vibration of it, the engine running and everything. I did that again. But would cut through it. This stuff is plastic still, but it's woven strands of it. And as you can see, they kind of roll it up, and I love how it fits. I actually did some wiring for a friend of mine the other day, and he brought his audio system over here, and he had a big 1/0 wire, and he had bought some of this. And he's like, oh man, it's not big enough. The best stuff about this, you can wrap it, and then get another piece and wrap it on the other side and put your heat shrink on it. Bada bing, bada boom. Now you're good. But this, the best part about this is you could have a good portion of it extended out before you go put like a piece of tape or whatever to keep everything together. You don't have to do like the plastic kind, the traditional corrugated kind, and then you got to rip it out. Now this, you can open it up at any time. This, it keeps it strong. So that's awesome. But we're going to wire Hank up and everything like that. And I did it again. I'm really bad at that. I'm sorry. And it sounds like I'm rambling on, but I'm excited to actually do the wiring on this car. But yeah, this car gave me a lot of headache, and now it's starting to come together. Hopefully we'll be on the road soon. We'll do some cruising videos. And then we'll start on Velvet, get her tooting along the road there. We're going to do some work with it on Velvet with my son, being it's his car. We're going to work on it together. And then the big project, we're going to get to Christine. Christine is going to be in here for a hot minute, but she is going to get all the loves. But still, we have the different shows and all that stuff, and the little road trips we want to do with Hank. But I'm excited and all that. And I wanted to say, for all the people who have watched my rambling videos, thank you so much. For my subscribers, especially the ones I just got, thank you again. I know it ain't much. I'm trying to do my best on this. This is something I like to work on, old cars. And I figured, oh well. And it's kind of fun, but it's also different for me. It's definitely new to actually have to explain myself and remember to hit the camera and put the microphone on and not ramble, because I ramble all the time with myself. But that being said, I'll give you a little pan after that, but I want to say thank you for watching it. I would say go back and watch some of my older stuff, but I don't really have much. I had a little snafu with my content, so oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, if you know if there are any shows coming up, or if you have a show or anything like that, it's somewhere, I'll put it in the comments, send me a link, comments, or put it on my Facebook page, Derek Graves Garage, there you go. And if you're out and about and you see me, ask me if you want one of those free stickers. I'll hook you up with a sticker. Tell your friends and everything about it. Like, share, subscribe, and I appreciate it. And I think I'm going to go here and throw some food down my neck. And I guess I'm going to start drawing out my new wire harness. But we'll see you next time, and we'll see you out there on the road. Talk to you later.
Turning around, dragging flame on chrome and steel, doing it my way, making it real, raising hell for Dale, that's the creed, planting the seeds for ultimate speed, trying to be like Biff, pushing the line, this roaring engine, truly divine, welding torch, a searing bright glow, crafting power, watching it grow, every bolt tightened, every part true, whispers of glory breaking through, from the dust and the grease, a legend takes hold, a story of grit, bravely told, against the wind we carve our own trail, knowing that victory will never fail, dragging flame on chrome and steel, doing it my way, making it